And then, Danny feels a weight on his chest. He opens his eyes to find himself looking directly at Busy Bee, standing on top of him, all 17 pounds of her, with all 4 of her legs. She's staring right back, with one blue eye and one brown one. Before this, the poodle/miniature Australian Shepherd mix, a puppy mill discard, has never even so much as come near the bedroom, having lived in a cage her entire life until we took her in, never knowing either kindness or love. She is deathly afraid of people and other dogs. She spends most of her time cowering in a corner of the kitchen. But something has shifted for her. After months and months of keeping to herself and shaking when we tried just to lightly stroke her muzzle, she has courageously, boldly, decided to take a closer look, to consider that a better life awaits. We look at each other and smile. It is going to be a good day. Chapter 1. Lost. Men at some time are masters of their fates. Shakespeare. But not always. Danny and Ron. Camden, South Carolina, 1979. Danny. Moon pie ran right past the live oak saplings lining both sides of the long driveway the moment I set her down. Short and stout to the point that she was shaped like a tiny coffee table, she normally didn't have it in her to move so quickly. But watching her scamper with joy around the fields leading to the house, I could see that the little Jack Russell Terrier, chestnut-colored with splotches of white, knew instinctively she had arrived at her new home and loved the freedom the farm was going to afford her. Johnny Cake, also a Jack Russell but far more slender, scrambled to catch up once I lifted him out of the pickup too, the pair of them romping and rolling, and the white markings against Johnny's deeper-colored chocolatey brown fur clear even from a distance. I brought up the rear with number 7, my donkey that I named after the burro in the Grizzly Adams TV show. Wild Thing, a pony I rescued after he was found tied to the bumper of a rusted car in a trailer park, would join us a little later. I was only 25, but had been doing well riding and training horses in hunter-jumper competitions, and thought it was time to invest in a place of my own rather than continue renting. It was a heady feeling seeing my name on the deed, Daniel James Robertshaw. The parcel, 22 acres, was situated on the outskirts of Camden. I named it Beaver River Farm, after the name of my mother's family farm in Rhode Island. I lived up north until I was 3, before my parents came to North Carolina for my father's job as a manager at a textile plant. The saplings, 7 scraggly, Charlie Brown Christmas trees on either side of the drive, were barely 5 feet tall. I could easily see over them as I approached the clearing with the farmhouse. It was a white bungalow with a wraparound porch built almost 60 years earlier, in 1920, too young to be an antique, but definitely old enough to invoke the word ramshackle. The place was pretty much a mess. You could see even before you came right upon the house that it was badly weather-beaten. The 2-horse barn out back was rickety, too, and the land was going to need tending. Scrub brush and old cars and barbed wire littered the fields. Cacti grew in the depleted soil, and broken-down fencing everywhere meant not a single field or paddock was truly suitable for animals. That was okay. I knew I could tend to things gradually. My idea was to make it a place to kick back and provide a haven for animals requiring help. Dogs, old horses, anything that needed saving. It wasn't a mission. It wasn't even really a plan. It was just the way I lived, the way I felt. If an animal was starving, I would be able to take it in and fatten it up. If I saw a dog on the road, I wanted to be able to take care of it. I was going to be able to carve out my niche just as I wanted it. While Danny settled in, only about an hour away. Ron. I was living in a trailer park with my wife, Paige, and our 3 dogs, crammed in and making ends meet. I worked 40 hours a week at a 7-Eleven, and another 40 taking inventory at supermarkets and pharmacies. I had turned 25 earlier that year, and had just moved.